I think we have Benji on the line, who you're, towards the end of the programme, doing Ravinder Kaur, the singer that was doing the Gataga from Doncaster, I think, and who actually was part of the programme. So, Benji, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
How are you, Benji? You okay?
Okay, Hanji Maharaj Gurpa, very well.
Thank you.
Just got a few views and opinions about the show. Obviously, I was involved in the show on a research, not a research point of view, but I was contacted by the BBC some time ago.
Right.
I agree with your sentiments completely about Santi, the way that Santi was portrayed within this show. One of the things that we need to remember is this is the BBC. Yeah, this is a massive corporation that does not want to upset the Indian government. They have relationships with the Indian government. They're not going to portray Santanal Singh Ji as a martyr for some, as a saint for others. They're not. But I really, I don't want to take too long, but I've got a really big point to make about the documentary. There were a lot of negative points within the documentary, a lot of negative points. But I found that there were two immensely positive points that people seem to be missing. Trust me, I'm offended when people call Santi a terrorist. I'm offended when people call Santi a militant. Because if it wasn't for Santanal Singh Khalsa Punjawale, I wouldn't be Amritdhari right now.
I don't think anyone...
grace wouldn't be upon me. However, on that day, when I watched that documentary, there was a saint soldier who appealed to me in such a way that as a Sikh woman in the UK, you have to take notice. That was Bibi Mahinder Kaur. You know, the documentary, yes, it focused a lot on the negative points of Santanal Singh Ji. It completely defamed Santi's character, and it was totally against what Santi stood for. There are a couple of things, though. One is a lack of education amongst us Sikhs. For instance, when Sonia Deol asked a question on the Sikh Channel the day before, when she was asked about Darbar Sahib being such a serene place and then seeing it with guns, what we need to respond with in that instance is you need to read, Sonia, you need to read the books by the likes of Cynthia Kepley Mahmood. You need to read the books by the likes of Joyce Pettigrew. You know, when these people are saying that the army did not enter Darbar Sahib to eliminate Santanal Singh. The army entered Darbar Sahib to strike a blow at the very centre of the Sikh mentality. It wasn't for a person. We need to be educated enough to say to the BBC, look guys, whoever's doing your research, however you're doing your research, it's not right. You've got to get educated individuals that know about Sikhs, and just Sikhs, because then everybody's going to think, as Sikhs, we're just biased. You know, we agree with Santanal Singh Ji. We don't care. Sant to us is a Sant, so we're not going to bother. We need to get, there are so many publications out there that are by non-Sikhs that are for Sant Ji, that are for the cause of 1984, that are for the cause of 1947. We need to educate ourselves. We need to read these books, and we need to then take these books to these researchers, to the likes of Tommy Nagro, to the likes of Sonia Deol, and we need to say, do you know what, guys, you need to read these books. You want to, Sonia, you've got a personal journey. And I've actually, obviously, because I was on the show, I've got Sonia's number. The first thing I did is send a text message to Sonia to say, you know what, I've got a fantastic book for you to read about Santanal Singh Ji. I would love to send it to you.
But you know what, the damage has been done though, hasn't it? I mean, there's been thousands of people have watched it. The damage has been done. They should not have made that programme, because at the end of the day, what's said has been
done
said.
On one level, but look at the other level. I've had friends today that have come to me and said, that woman is amazing. And I'm talking about Bibi Mahinder Kaur.
Because
that woman watched her husband burn alive, and she stood on that TV programme. She's wearing white, yeah, and she's got her gurban showing, she's got her gatra, and she's saying, you know what,
that's obviously, that's a, you know, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that that was a really bad thing what she went through, and we all feel sorry for that. That's obvious. That's stating the obvious. So is that what the documentary was for? Because if that's what it was for, fair enough. But then why sort of bring Bhindranwala down.
But I think, Benji, can I just interject for a second, Benji? As you can see, that I'm not a Gursikh, but I'm not a journalist. I'm not paid to be a journalist. She is being paid to be a journalist. The BBC are being paid to research.
Exactly.
Now, I've read Cynthia Kipley Mahmood's book. I've read A.R. Darshi's book. I've read Joyce Pettigrew's book. And so I've got an acute understanding of what happened during those times. I've spoke to people in Punjab, and the kind of harrowing stories I've heard have just blown my mind to pieces. Now, what I don't understand is if you're part of one of the biggest corporations in the world, and you're being paid to make these kind of programs, why haven't you read these books? Why have you told a BBC lie?
Because it's so easy. What you've got to understand is how easy is it for someone else to do the research and for you to front the show. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say, this is Sonia, this is this is that. Listen, right, we've all worked in the media. You guys are on a show right now. There are producers, there are executive producers, right? There are people that are involved in this that have the final say. And it's those people that we need to educate. Not even educate, we need to get into those positions.
Yeah, you're right.
We need to be saying, right, we're upset, we're angry, yeah? We're upset. We look at that and we think, you know what? To see Sadi izzat te haath laya, right? Sadi Santa de tusi nindya kiti, yeah? That's what we're saying. And we're offended by that. We're upset. This is why every person who feels any bit of pain right now, who feels any bit of hurt right now, needs to get up and needs to say, you know what, right, I'm not standing for it. Forget writing letters to the BBC. We're not writing letters to the BBC. You know what, we're going to get educated, we're going to get jobs in the media, and we're going to take those positions, and we're going to make those documentaries.
Very good point. Very good point, Benji. We've got so many calls coming through, so as and when, we'll answer them slowly, but Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Ji. Hello.
Hanji.
Hanji, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Waheguru Ji Ka Hanji, Paji.
Paji, you know what I would like to say is that if she hadn't made the program, we wouldn't be aware of it first. A lot of people
of course.
now have been aware of what's going on, what happened in 1984.
Firstly, we must give credit firstly to, I think, Sonia. She did a great job. But I think at the same time, we need to kind of...
Baji, this isn't what we're doing. It's not a witch hunt against any individual.
No, I know.
The sentiments of a whole calm were hurt,
of the BBC yesterday. I think because... okay, Baji, so if you want to continue, please, sorry.
Yeah, it's like when Mahatma Gandhi said Shaheed Udham Singh is a terrorist. We always portrayed it as terrorist against everybody else.
Absolutely.
And, from time beginning of freedom.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, really, what she has done, there are some positive points, there are some negative.
Without a doubt.
There was a personal thing. There was, at the end of the day, we would not be sitting here discussing these issues if she had not made the program. The BBC might be a very big corporation. Even they have limits to what they can say, what they can portray. Now we can take our personal opinions on our Sikh channel, which is great, which we all sponsor in our funny way. Right? But at the same time, I think sensitivity of what's happened in 1984, everybody should look at, because at the end of the day, my children look at this program, which came on yesterday. If she hadn't gone there, they probably wouldn't have bothered. I wouldn't have made the phone call, right?
Yeah, but it looks as, this is how it looks to a lot of people, that people died, innocent people died, and it's Bhindranwala's fault. That's how it looks. That's not a good thing, you know?
I think, just I was going to ask you yourself, why do you think there hasn't really been a proper documentary from a Sikh perspective on 1984 itself? Why has it always been the airy-fairy kind of, something else saying whether militant, and nobody really understood? I mean, was he militant? I mean, one of the questions I'd like to ask the panel themselves is, a lot of people, like myself and other people, think something else, think is a very great person, but a lot of people also think of, as he's some kind of, people compare him to Bin Laden.
I think
the gun, the bullets, the suicide. In this day and age, do you understand why people are so against something else?
Do you know what people don't understand is Sikh is about Meedi Peedi, a saint and a soldier. Now, what the program failed to recognise yesterday was the amount of Khandpat he's done, the amount of Simran he did, the amount of Vachar he did, the amount of people that he put forward to take Amrit. Okay, that was the sun side of Sanjay Singh. And then the Peedi side of it was the soldier side of it. Now, because the program failed to talk about the partition, 78, etc., 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 there's a reason why they had arms there. There's a reason why they were in the Khalsa.
Secondly, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Ji.
Waheguru Khalsa, Waheguru Fateh.
Hanji Paji.
हाँ जी भाजी मैं जगजीत सिंह बोलदा
हाँ जी भाजी
ते थोड़े मैं सुंदर सिंह का विचार जरा regarding the documentary yesterday.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, मैं भी कल देखे थे I was really upsetting.
I think भाजी
हाँ जी ते गल ऐसी थी कि because this is 25 years ago and 25 साल बाद एक तरह नहीं अगन हवा देने वाली गल हुई थी जिदा ओदा that's how I felt and lots of other people that I've met in my area and my friends and family members.
I think a lot of people have said the same thing.
And because my parents were there at that time in India, they actually witnessed and saw what happened to a lot of people. I was about 11, 12 years old myself at that time, and I know exactly. I used to watch it on like you know, on the news and everything. This lady Sonia Deol, if it was a personal documentary or whatever, she should have kept it personally. You don't put it on BBC, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry, like the gentleman in the red jacket, I quite agree with him. What he said is, you know, she didn't do her homework properly, and because she works for the media or whatever, you know, only.
She could have very easily have not done that, and I mean, I think, you know, let's give her a lot of credit for trying. But
we can give credit, but at the same time, you can do more damage than good.
Exactly.
And I think what this lady has done more damage than good. She's been on a personal journey. She's met a few families who have suffered a lot. But what she's done was Sant Janel Singh Ji was an icon. What he did was he was pivotal to the movement. He was pivotal to why 84 happened.
Right.
He was pivotal to why Sikhs actually woke up and started seeing themselves as political people.
I think we've got another call. Hello. And the call's got dropped there. Yeah, but
continue.
So what happens is when you defame Santaji's character, you defame everything. You defame the people who fought, you defame the people who died, you defame the people who protected Harmandir Sahib. I mean, the stories of little children, 3, 4 years old, who threw themselves across the Parkarma onto the tanks to try and stop them from reaching their beloved Akal Takht. These aren't political...
I've got a question for the panel as well. How much force does it require to get one man? It's a serious question.
You need tanks.
There was up to 150,000 soldiers involved in this operation of supposed terrorists. Now, to get one man,
and to be
tanks.